Mate, so whereabouts are you? You're in Adelaide at the moment?
Yeah, Adelaide. Yeah, northeast. Yep.
Yeah, I figured you were, judging by all the various axes behind you, I figured you were in some sort of thrash bunker. It reminds me a little of, I interviewed Andreas from Sepultura
Okay.
year or two ago, and it was obviously still it was for that Sepulquandra release, so it was still that shitty COVID can't go anywhere outside stuff. So
Oh, yeah, yeah.
they
What a
were doing
time.
all these covers. So I think I first spoke to him in 21 when we still could barely, go out, go have any fun. But he, as soon as the Zoom thing clicked to life, I'm like, holy shit, dude. It looked like what you see behind you, triple it and make it look like a fucking military bunker. Like,
Yeah, wow. I mean, sure, he's got a lot of guitars, right? How many guitars did he say he had out of curiosity?
I don't remember getting a figure, but well, it's a few.
Yeah, yeah, just all
Andre.
stacked. I've got about five bases, so that is the one I've retired this way. That's the one
Yeah,
I've
it's
retired.
hard, isn't it?
That was on our second album, and this is
Yeah,
the one
yeah.
I use now. It's my main axe. This is my Fender. I got it in the US for that particular tour, and I couldn't part ways with it. It was just so good. So, because we've got the Fender Jackson endorsement, and I used my Fender one for that tour, and I was like, this bass is fucking amazing. So I stuck with that. And this one here is actually a Dave Ellefson signature bass.
Yeah.
And I don't use it live anymore because when we played with Kings of Thrash, Dave Ellefson signed it. So I'm like,
Nice.
I can't play with it. Like it's more of like a fumbling around sort of in my own time. But yeah, that one I can't like live get into it because it's just I'd be too worried about it getting like damaged or beer spilt on it or something. So, and then I got a
I
couple of acoustic basses and one I'm trying to put together for a friend of ours as well. So yeah,
Ellefson is such a nice guy. I actually have to indirectly
he
credit
is.
him for kind of kicking our YouTube into gear because I just did an interview with him and he gave me a spicy quote. He said, I saved Megadeth's fucking ass. And it was when he returned to them to do the Rust in Peace sets, because obviously we're talking about
Oh
Megadeth
right.
and all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
that was the first time where I learned potentially a bad lesson, which was, hey, bit of a spicy headline, bit of a spicy quote. That'll get things going. And so the thumbnail was literally him. It was just promoting Kings of Thrash, the first tour, with I saved Megadeth's fucking ass next to it. Blabbermouth grabs it, and it's the first one of our stories to just go, yeah, 2 days
Wow, man,
later,
that's
we had like
cool. Oh,
67,000 views.
congrats. He's really good like that, man. Like when we did that, when he signed my bass, the opening band were good friends of mine. They're called Broken Loose. They're like a really young thrash band, and like I sort of got the opening slot for him, and with Hardline Media, and he got his bass signed as well. But the bass player bought one of my old Jacksons,
Yeah.
so there's two of my basses getting signed, like well, one that I used to have and my actual one I've got now. And it was just sick, man. And then Dave Ellison, this is and like just like you were saying, he just took the opportunity. He goes, "Oh, we're gonna get a photo together," and my worst Dave Ellison accent, and we're gonna send it to Jackson, and they're gonna put it
Yeah.
up. And yeah, he was not lying. Like he put a photo up, and Jackson like shared it or cross promoted it, and
Yeah.
then we put one up, and I collaborated with him in the post, and that post went like viral, went like
Mm.
huge, got hit in 10, all these new Instagram followers. And I was like, yeah, because Instagram's such a hard long term gain, right? And
Yeah.
just sick. He's so good like that. So many people, big names on Instagram, won't even like give you an inch.
Mm.
But he's just such a humble, nice guy. I feel really bad what happened to him too. I don't want to go into that, but I just feel
So
really like I almost feel like Megadeth need to kind of get over it. As much as
they
I'm like the
do.
biggest Megadeth fan,
What
I'm like,
happened to him
Dave, just
was,
get over it, man.
yeah, it wasn't his fault,
Yeah,
and that was
give him
bullshit.
his little 1 year, like treat it. I said to everyone, all my mates, I've said this. I'm like, treat it like sport, man. Like you get a suspension for a tour,
Yeah,
right? And
I
then,
love
all right,
that.
that's it. James Lomenzo fills in for you. All right, and up to this day, when the media is blown over and everything's kind of cool, like it is now, he's on the tour with Kings of
Yeah.
Thrash and doing his thing. It's like them let him come back. I agree he should be suspended for it,
Mm.
and he should put out an apology, which he did. And why can't we just settle this like adults?
Yeah,
Why does it have to be this high school? Come on, Mustang. What are you doing, mate?
I know. Well. I mean, it's Dave, bless him. But
Yeah,
one
yeah,
thing
yeah.
you can imagine the comments on our interview video. It's just heaps of puns about what happened to him and whatnot. And of course,
Yeah,
I'm looking at it
oh
going,
yeah.
"Oh, I don't want to interact with him." But one of them, and I haven't told this guy, but he made me genuinely fucking spit my coffee out laughing. Was he wrote under it? He's like,
Yeah.
"Well, it looks like
Yeah.
you switched from jacks on to jacks off," and I was like, "No!"
Oh
It's like you
man.
son of a bitch.
Everyone was going for it. One of my best mates, he constantly shows me like the footage of Dave doing his thing with like different items in place of you know what, right? Like, and it's so funny, like a beer or like another Jackson base or like just keeps he's always got these different ones. I'm like, dude, where are you storing these? And are you making these or are you getting them from somewhere from
Do
the
I need
dark
to be
web? Like,
worried?
where are
Yeah.
you getting these? Is there like a website I've missed or something? You know? Oh
Like
man.
your
I hope,
encyclopedic
I'm
knowledge
so
of Dave
glad.
Ellefson's crotch is worrying. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah. He was just such a nice guy, man, like a real gentleman. Like he
uh,
really opened my eyes up to how I can't because I've met Mustaine briefly and he's a prick. Like I've met him and he holds truth to who he is, right? Because I was in a Megadeth fan club when I was like 18, 19, and I got handpicked that night in Adelaide to go at the No Sleep tour where the PA cut out and he looked so angry. He like turned to the sound guy and was like, he looked pissed, which, rightfully you would. But backstage, I quickly met him. And yeah, he was just asked him some weird nerve wracking question, like, what do you think of Adelaide or something? And he was just like going on about how the hotel service was terrible and didn't even like that was it. That was our conversation. And I'm like, wow, you really stayed true to your form online, like, so I can't see Dave Jr. being in a band with him because there's
hmm.
such. I mean, I don't know Mustaine personally. I'm sure it's a front that he puts on, but Ellefson's just such a genuine nice guy. Like I was holding my vinyl and he goes, "Oh, do you want that signed, brother?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I would actually. Thank you." And he goes, "Oh, I'll get Chris Pollan to sign it for you. He's just out here." And Chris comes, well, it's now old boy Chris and like signs it and tells me a story about filming the clips and stuff back in the day. And I was like, whoa, so cool.
I love it.
Yeah.
But speaking of thrashing maniacs, the video that you guys shot at Froth and Fury is a really slick bit of work. How did that show go? Tell us about Froth and Fury?
It was sick, man. It was like, oh, dude, because like playing a show of that level in Adelaide for our genre, right? Metal is really hard. Like, a lot of, yeah, as you know, right? I don't know whereabouts you're based,
So
time
I'm
of you.
I'm in Brisbane, but yes, the plight of Adelaide and Perth when it comes to any kind of touring
Yeah.
is familiar to me because I grew up in Tasmania and we got fucking no one. I missed
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
all the great tours that you probably grew up, having got to see. Nah, yeah. So now I'm
Yeah.
making up for
No, right.
it.
So yeah, it was kind of just like a chance to play a reputable, like big show in our hometown and really show because like online on our presence in the scene, like we've played Whack and we've done, some pretty big shows and stuff. But for us to actually play a reputable festival bill like Froth and Fury and actually bring it home was a really good feeling, man.
Yeah.
Of course, on the day, I'm like, nervous as hell. But then I think to myself, like, if I'm not nervous, then I don't care, right? So, yeah, absolutely killed it. I mean, a few little, obviously, little things you're always going to think about. I could have done this better or that. But then you see the footage back and you're like, fuck it, that looks really good, like really
Yeah.
professional, the way it was filmed. And like, we didn't play that particular song that set. We just had that footage and we're going to use it for a song. And then somehow the guy that edited it down made it like almost sync up with the song perfectly. It was
Yeah.
like, how did he do that?
I
Like,
was
it just
impressed
worked
because
really well.
on the one hand, yeah, I could tell that he was like, right, so I take it he shot the entire set on,
Yeah,
I'm
him and his mate
guessing at
did.
least two
Yeah,
cameras,
yeah.
probably two.
Two
And
cameras. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Because I remember paying two different invoices. So I was like, yeah, that was two guys. And
yeah,
they filmed, and then, yeah, he edited it down. But he plays guitar, so he would know like roughly, that we're in the
Yeah,
right key of
yeah.
the song, or you know.
Yeah,
So
should the hand be up this end of the start, or down? Yeah, like
yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. He did a pretty good job, and the slow
yeah,
down sort of sync like this, the mosh pit, speeding up and stuff, like those little things too really changed it up from just being a live set song. Yeah, and we wanted to make sure with that song, because The Ruins is a darker, heavier song for Hidden Intent. We wanted to make sure that the clip represented the fun side of the band still, because we were a little
Mhm.
bit like, oh, I don't want people to think we've gone, straight away, from our drop bears Aussie humor. We wanted to sort of make sure the clip represented us still. And so I
Yeah,
think we've
yeah.
done that. So yeah.
So, what impact do you think that events like Froth and Fury have on the Adelaide music scene?
Huge, man, huge, especially for metal. I actually did a quote recently for Froth and Fury because they're going for some stuff next year. But yeah, like yeah, it's huge, man. It gives us a chance, particularly for like I'm thinking of a band like we're pretty lucky that we've got to do some pretty cool overseas stuff. But for a band that maybe that isn't really on their radar, or it isn't possible for them if they've got too many commitments and whatnot to go play a overseas festival or a major festival interstate, it really gives the Adelaide bands a chance to play a reputable stage with good sound, good lighting, and really show what the band is all about on a big stage. I think that's really
Mhm.
important for like artist growth. You
Yeah,
can't play on a big stage in front of lots of people and really prove your worth. I think that really yeah, it's a great opportunity for off. It's so I hope they can still keep it going. And but yeah, they just got every I don't know if you went to the last one, but I worked the last one, and it's just a monster now. This main
Mhm.
stages, it feels like you're in like Download or something in Melbourne.
And
It
the
was
lineup.
unreal, man.
I remember when
Yeah.
the lineup for the last one dropped.
Mm.
Because I'm a dick, I immediately went on to all these forums and was like complaining like, "Oh my god, this is bullshit. Brisbane doesn't get anything, and Adelaide gets all the really good stuff."
Yeah,
Losing one.
yeah, yeah,
Adelaide getting all the good
yeah.
show. Because yeah, that lineup, I was like, dude, I'm seriously considering getting on a fucking plane, if for no other reason than you get to
Do
see
it,
like
man.
Test Eagles, you
You only
know.
live once.
Yeah. I
Yeah, I got to show Test Eagles their dressing room, man. They were really nice dudes, eh? And it was really cool.
I
I
have
got to show them. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a weird bit of trivia. My kids are on one of their album covers. So if you go through their Spotify, they released a single, or at least they posted a single. It was originally done in the late 90s, early 2000s. It was a cover of a
Yeah.
Beatles song called All My Loving. And he got in touch, we got in touch randomly. And I was like, fuck it, I'll just do something up for you. And actually used the photo of my kids just running and playing, and yeah, made it look all cool and gave it to him. So if you look on Spotify, the cover art for All My Loving has two kids holding hands and running
Yeah.
in a field. They're my kids. So
Wow. Yeah,
yeah.
right. Okay. For Test Eagles, right?
Test Eagles, yeah, man.
Are
Turn that
they are
shit
they
up.
a I'm actually not unfamiliar where they're actually from. Are they an Adelaide band, or they're a Brisbane band, or they're like Adelaide band? I heard they're
I
an
think
Adelaide
they're
band, but I'm not
Adelaide.
actually
I think that's why
100%.
they did Froth,
Yeah, yeah.
because
Yeah, yeah, they got back together to do that show.
yeah, and
Yeah.
we're all like, "To it, motherfuckers!" And I don't know. Hopefully, we will. One of them's lost a leg. I didn't realize that.
Yes, I had to walk. I remember that because I wasn't sure where their dressing room was. It was in this separate spot next to Fear Factory. So it was like Fear
Yeah.
Factory, Test Eagles, and some other hipster band and somewhere else. And like I told him, talk him down. I actually didn't. I was trying to act real professional, like I knew where it was. And I'm like walking past people. I'm like, "Hey man, do you guys know where this room is?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, yeah, it's down there to the left." I'm like, "Oh, that's it." So like, because there was three different areas where bands could do like their dressing rooms, because it's quite a big, place, Hearts Mill, and all the depending on where they were on the bill, they had like these different spots. So my job was to like just guide them to where they needed to be, and I'm trying not to walk too fast because old mate's in the wheelchair, and I'm like, and one of them's partner was there, and she was on crutches.
Oh,
So it was like one of their partners on crutches and old mate in the wheelchair. And I'm like, just trying to be like really walking nice and slow. And I've got ADHD, man. I walk fast. So I'm trying to walk really slow and respectful. And it was a real challenge for me. And I found the room, and I'm like, here you go, guys. But they were like so thankful. They were like,
Uh,
awesome, really nice
here
group.
you go, guys.
Mm.
Right up those stairs. Enjoy.
Yeah, here's all your free beer.
Mate, how long have you guys been working on Terraform?
Yeah, we've had this one song we've been playing live for a while now, Kill Factuation. That's like the third track on the album. That one we've had in the pocket for a while now. We've been playing in our live set, like overseas and stuff as well, just to get, used to playing it. But the whole album took about a year and a half to write.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Okay.
she pretty much got back from our tour with Angelus, and sort of like early last year, and then we just were quiet on gigs because we purposely did that so we could just write and had to do the odd show here and there, and we just went through and smashed it out. We had a little Google Drive where we uploaded ideas. We did a lot more pre-production on this one, like than we normally would do. So I think
Mhm.
that really helped. It helped me a lot vocally too because I've got like a studio here, my own mic
Mhm.
set up so I can a USB mic so I can just lay ideas down. Hey guys, what do you think of this? And then we can all just get online, outside of being parents like yourself and just
Yeah.
yeah, smash it all out, man. It was definitely a little bit different than like how we would normally get together a lot more, but I think in the long run it definitely helped this way. There's pros and cons to everything, I think.
Yeah.
Mm.
What's a cum punch? I
So
was trying so hard to keep this
that
straight face while I did.
yeah. What's a cum punch? So try and keep it G-rated. Now
Fuck that.
it's the only song. It's the only song title on the album where we kept the fun. You know how every band's got
Yeah.
like their fun song title before they change it. That's the
Yeah.
only one we kept, and the reason we kept it was because we were like, I think we need to have a tongue-in-cheek song on the album where everyone's going to think we're like gone really serious and like Terrorform, like so we thought it was supposed to be called renamed to Toxic Human, but the original title was Cum Punch. It's basically about shit humans that shouldn't exist. So like
Yeah.
Cum Punch, like trying to basically remove you from birth
Oh,
before
right.
you
As in a
exist.
punch to the balls
Yeah,
to
yeah,
remove the
yeah,
ability.
pretty
Right.
much.
Gotcha. Gotcha. See,
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
it.
you
Yeah.
someone had ejaculated on the knuckles, which provides a certain level of ick for the
That's where your
punch.
mind went.
Yeah, which
Only on OnlyFans, hidden intent OnlyFans. That's right.
probably tells
Um,
more about me than anyone else. But yeah,
yeah,
sure.
basically toxic humans that shouldn't exist and shouldn't breed, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I based most of the lyrics off there's a combination of Phil, our guitarist. He had the concept and the idea of that song and wrote the whole thing. And then I added in a bit of punk anarchy about the Crown and Anchor Hotel in Adelaide being potentially shut down. I added a bit of that in there as well. So
Uh,
it's like anarchy, like
I, I love that I got to say the word cum punch in an interview. That just makes me
Yeah, it's
it
great,
just
isn't it? It's super thrash, right? It's like a super
yeah.
crossover thrash thing. Cum punch. Yeah, some heaps of people are happy about it. They're like, cum punch, that's sick. Yeah.
It's funny you're mentioning about like or joke names for the songs that bands would have. Um, I'm 6'7", so I'm taller than taller than the average person. And one of the times when I saw Thornhill, I could actually read one of their set lists, on the
Yeah.
other side of the speaker. And I looked at it, and of course I had to translate it because I was reading it upside down. But I realized, you motherfuckers, every single song title was a pun, like every single one. They had done puns for every single one, and the last track of the set, this last song on the set was called "Where Do We Go When We Die." It was written down there as probably hell, LOL.
Oh, wicked. Yeah, sick.
Killed me. And what are the I'm killing it with the personal anecdotes today. You've been doing this for a while, mate. What
Could
is
tell.
some of the weirdest things that you've seen in a mosh pit and seen in crowds?
Oh, I've got such a good one for you, dude. Oh, I'll
Oh,
never
hit
forget
it.
this one, man. So I've seen when we're on tour with Lich King, right? I don't know if you know the band Lich King. We're really good friends with them. I've got a tattoo of them actually while I'm here. It's one of their shirt designs that I like. We did so many tours with those guys, and when we played in the US with them, this one night we played this hectic gig, man. Like it was in Dallas in Texas, right? And we changed the set times because we had for pulling in, we're like, oh, Warbringer and someone else, Striker and Dark Tranquility are playing across the road from us. And we're like, well, we'll make sure that our gig, because it's free entry, finishes starts when theirs finishes. And we
Uh,
made them because we knew Warbringer, John from Warbringer, really nice guy by the way. And if you ever get a chance to interview him, do it.
yeah.
John from Warbringer, and he goes, yeah, it's fine if you guys want to come into our show and watch for free too. Like we'll put you all on the guest list. So he put like all of Lich King, all of Hidden Intent on the guest list. Got to go in there, watch Warbringer in Dallas. It was amazing, man. I'm like a huge fan of those guys. And finished the set with
Oh, wait. You're frozen. You
Lich
there with me?
King, Nick from
Okay.
Lich
Stop,
King.
stop, 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 stop. Sorry, you froze right after. Let's go from when you were talking about the guest list. So let's just go from the guest list, go.
Yeah, get from the guest list. We got into this gig, got to see Warbringer, which was like amazing, right? They're one of my like favorite thrash bands, and it was sick. And I was like, this is awesome, man. And then so we started the gig when they finished their show, and then like we got this flood of people that came in. Like our show was only small, and then as soon as that's finished, just a flood of hordes of people came in, and we are like, yes. Sick. And Nick from Lich King, he's like, yeah, pretty good looking dude, starts cracking onto this chick while we're playing,
Oh,
right? And I'm seeing it unfold in the back while I'm playing. I'm like, all right, he's in for a good night.
yeah.
I'll let him do his thing. And then we get into one of our last songs. Starts to get pretty rowdy, right? People are drinking, having a really good time. She jokes, she goes, oh, 1 minute, I want to go check this guy's out. And he's like, yeah, no worries. She jumps into our pit in the Addicted to Thrash, and this little circle pit starts forming. And then, dude, she breaks her arm in our pit. And then
Oh,
like we had to like stop and they had to get the bar staff over, make sure she was okay. They took her outside. We finished up our set. It's usually the song we finish on. And then I go over to Nick, but I'm like sweating bullets. I go out to Nick, I'm like, is she all right, man? He goes, nah, dude. We had to call an ambulance and everything. And he's like drinking straight whiskey because he just saw this chick, her arm like fully break in front of him in our pit.
uh,
It was so funny. And I'm like, oh, I was kind of like trying not to laugh, but also I was trying to be respectful to him. And I'm like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry, man. And he goes, it's not your fault. It's that bloody song. Um, but then typical Nick, he finds another chick and then he's like, all right, guys, I'll see you in the morning. We're gonna go see Dimebag Darrell's grave the next day. And yeah, I'm not even sure if he made it to that because it was busy. So
did you leave any? Did you leave any souvenirs for Dime?
yes, yeah, we did a shot of whiskey with the guys. Well, that was cool. And that was really emotional too. I've been there 3 times. So once as a tourist, once with Lich King and Hidden like together. And that was the first time I'd really seen our guitarist Phil get really emotional too. I'd seen him emotional before, but just seeing him first time, like seeing Dime's grave. I think it was with Vinny that time as well. Yeah, the second time was when they put Vinny's, his grave as well. And then by the time we went the third time, they put the gates up, and
Yeah.
so it was well protected. And then I watched the Angelus guys do the same thing, get emotional again. So it's pretty full
Man,
on, man. Mm.
Pantera ruined my life in the best way possible. I was 10 years,
Yeah,
1995, man. I was 10 years old and I heard Primal Concrete Sledge. I was fucking done. What is this guitar? Yeah, the first time hearing chuggy guitars, first time hearing double kick. What is this? And that was
yeah. The groove, they got the groove element, right? Can I ask quickly what your take is on the reunion? Or
I love it. It irritated me a bit, obviously. I mean, what are they going to do? Call it the Pantera experience? They can't. Look,
yeah, they
I
can't.
saw them in Brisbane for Knotfest and had the time of my goddamn life. I was too young and too Tasmanian when they toured in 2001 for the last time, 2001, whenever it was.
Mm.
I never got to see them with Dime, but holy shit, man, that set and just hear, Phil was going. The song is called Suicide Note Part 2. I was like,
Yeah, that was a good
right.
set list, eh? It was really good. I saw him in Adelaide and Melbourne.
Mm,
I thought it was great. The only thing I was a bit little I was disappointed is probably not the word, but a better word for disappointed was the guitar tone was really quiet. I don't know if that was the same for
yeah,
you.
same in Brisbane.
It's really
No.
quiet. I thought it
Mm,
might have been because they were paying respect to Dom and purposely having Zach a bit lower. I thought that might have been a thing, but I was like, nah, you want the guitar to be loud, man. Like it's
oh,
Pantera, and they're trying to
yeah.
match the sound perfectly. I thought Charlie on the drum, he absolutely nailed those parts, man. I thought Zach did his own thing, which I kind of went, is he being lazy? Is he just doing it to be out of respect to Dom to not play
Yeah.
exactly like he does? Probably a bit of both. I don't know. And of course, Rex's bass tone was absolutely crushing, and Phil nailed it too. I was really
Yeah.
impressed with that, considering
Uh,
his age and those notes he used to hit.
mm, I'm one of the funniest things I saw uh was Rex just walking over with his bass on, walking off stage for a second. Then I realized someone was standing there with a lit Marlboro, holding it for him, so he could literally. I think he was still playing, and he just comes in and just turns around and walks
Yeah,
back on stage,
nice.
blowing out a puff of Marlboro. And I'm like, get out, Rex. That dude is like
He's a weapon, eh?
oh man, and looks like Ozzy
He's
Osbourne.
like the Lemmy of the Lemmy of that sort of different scene, isn't he? Like in
Yeah,
terms of the bass, the cigarettes, and the fact I don't think he can legally drink anymore. I think
he
he's got
can't. If
like
he
he
has
he's
one,
been
he will
told by
die.
like no, you can't. Yeah, yeah. So I've got his book actually, and I really enjoyed that. It was really eye opening, and but yeah, that tone, man, that bass tone was probably even a little bit too loud. And I'm a bass player
Yeah.
saying that. So
Well,
what can you do?
I guarantee that whatever sound issues he had were dwarfed. But did you hear about what happened at the start of Brisbane?
Yes, I heard the PA cut out, and all you could hear was like they were still playing because they had their in ears,
The
and it was
entire
like a bit embarrassing.
song of A New Level, they played to no one. The sound cut out 10
And they
seconds.
didn't realize it because they're playing, and they don't
Yeah.
realize that
And
the
we're all
PA's
just
cut out.
going, it's funny. You can see Phil's doing the vocals, and he just had this look in his eyes, kind of like scowling at us, going, these guys should be losing their minds. What's going on here?
Yeah, yeah, and just trying
Crowd's a
to,
bit
it's all unfolding.
dead.
Oh, hang on, what's going on here? Yeah, yeah. Oh man, that happens though. That happened at Froth and Fury too with Pestilence in one song as well. And I was like,
Yeah.
man, the bass is really loud. And I realized the guitars had cut out of the PA. All you could hear was yeah, drums, like the kick pedals and the bass. That was it. Everything else was muted. And then the sound guy was like running around, like, oh, trying to fix it. But he fixed it straight away. Yeah.
um,
Not a whole song.
Fucking Lose It is an absolute rager. Uh,
Thanks,
tell,
man.
well, yeah, man. Look, let's go a different route. When was the last time you lost it?
When did I lose it? Oh man. I've had a few nights recently, especially with recording this album, where I haven't slept heaps well, which is really unlike me, man. I'm usually really good. I can just like I can lay down and bang, I'm out.
Oh,
But like this album really stressed me out because of the amount of pressure of like trying
mm,
to get the best performance and all that sort of thing, and lots of and a few little internal things within the band as well. But yeah, that's kind of why I based those lyrics around that one. We sort of wanted a more slower Testament style song, more
mm.
groovy kind of Pantera kind of S thing going on there. And yeah, I had just lost it that day, and then the next day I had my kid and stuff, and I was trying to like do things, and and you're just really tired and you're not thinking clearly.
Mhm.
Yeah, because you've got kids, right? And I think I threw something like I threw a lunchbox or something, and I actually put a little like dent in our roof from throwing the lunchbox as well. So there's this dent I've got to walk and see every day now, in the
It's
ceiling. So
embarrassing, isn't it?
fun times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You just
yeah, but
look at it and
I
you're like,
wrote that song about I wrote it all about not having enough time and just feeling on this being on this hamster wheel all the time and just feeling like it never ends, like and just you know. So that's what
uh,
it's based about.
love it. Um, Mate, this has been rad. Thank you very much for your time. And dude, well done on the album. It sounds like $1 million. And yeah, dude, I
Thanks,
will.
man. Yeah.
Is there a Brisbane leg are you guys touring or are you just doing the album release with
Yeah, we're doing the album release and we're doing a bunch of shows scattered from March right through to June. We're doing it everywhere. We're actually playing Brisbane on Wednesday at the Black Bear Lodge. We're opening up for Toxic Holocaust. And funnily enough, Brisbane get first hand only because of just timing and stuff, not planned at all. They
yeah.
get first hand of all the new Terrorform merch. So the vinyl,
Oh, fuck
CDs,
yeah.
shirts, vinyls just came today. So yeah, Brisbane will get first hand of everything, mate. Not even our own bloody city gets it.
Wow. Well, fuck Melbourne. And probably,
Yeah.
sorry, probably Adelaide. I keep thinking from Melbourne. I don't
That's
know
all
why.
right, man. People always think we're a Melbourne band. We get that a lot, dude. Like we'll finish a set and people are like, "You guys are from Melbourne, right?" You know, it's because
Awesome.
like they think we're too good to be from Adelaide or something. I'm like, man, Adelaide's got some good bands. Freedom of Fear, you know, our bros
Yeah,
Headbore. Come on, you know. So
easy. So when is that? Is that next Wednesday?
next Wednesday, 19th of March, Black Bear Lodge with Assam. So us, Assam, Hidden, and then Toxic Holocaust. So thanks to Bleed Records.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, come on down. And then we've got Adelaide on the Friday, the 21st at the Gov with our bros Headboard doing the double launch with them with Pizza Death and Denazen. And then we're doing a whole bunch of shows unannounced Sydney yet, but we're doing Melbourne and all the rest of it. And eventually getting over west and T in Tasmania, hopefully, in May
Hey,
as well. So,
excellent. Awesome, dude. All right, man. It was good to meet you, and I'll see you on the next one. And here's
likewise,
my
Tom.
stuff
Hey,
for
oh,
some
hey,
reason.
buddy.
Doing an interview, dude.
Hey,
Go on.
buddy.
You are so
Oh,
lucky
good,
I'm
man.
finished.
I'm surprised my kid didn't come in, man. She's been like knocking on the
It's like,
door. So,
hey, it's the kid from the Test Eagles cover. Uh,
yay, famous.
uh,
Could be like the Nevermind kid for Nirvana.
yeah, don't sue. All right. Have a
Awesome,
good
bro.
one.
Nice chatting to
See
you,
you,
man.
mate.
Thank you.
Oh my God,
See
I
you,
got a
dude.
pain in the butt. Fucking shit. Oh my God.
Oh, he's wrestling with you
Here we
now.
go.